Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Jeremy, aka Uzaru Jarambe. Today we're over here on the global side of Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, and we're gonna jump into the Virtual Dokkan Ultimate Clash Android Edition that was just released with the 300 million download celebration. And as you can see, I've completed all the missions on it, so I've ran through it 3 times so far. And I'll tell you what, it's a little bit more difficult than the previous few renditions of the Ultimate Clash, but it's absolutely doable. I want to help you guys get all the rewards that you can get as well and complete all the missions. So I won't go too in-depth on my team builds, just like most other YouTubers that you've seen, and most of you probably do the same. I just do 7 of each class of each color, so 7 Extreme Fizz, 7 Super Fizz, 7 Super Strength, 7 Extreme Strength, so on and so forth. So yeah, go ahead and grab that, and then you're going to have 112 character slots, so even after you do that, you're going to have some extra. So just go ahead and whatever categories you have left, or any leftover characters that you can build any teams out of, just go ahead and do that. It's all dependent on what's in your box. The only category team that I actually do bring into this for sure is the free-to-play Ginyu Force team. You can obviously grab this Ginyu with the battlefield memory currency you get from the Baba Shop. You get him from the Baba Shop, excuse me, and then the other ones you rainbow out. You get the Ginyu Goku that uses the primary lead, and it's overall a really good team. If you haven't grinded them out yet, go ahead and go do that. They are pretty grindy, but they're definitely worth it. Bring them on in here, and they really help out in the earlier stages. And then another character I'd like to point out is the Super Vegeta. And as you can see in his passive here at the end of it, performs a critical hit when there's an Androids category enemy. So it is a guaranteed crit on the Androids category enemies, and every single one of these guys is an Android, so whether it be a Super or not, if you don't have him, that's fine, you can still beat it, but just a really cool mechanic that you can put into use while you're running in on this event. But yeah, so let's go ahead and jump right in here, and you'll kind of see how I do things, and hopefully you guys can get a couple wins off of this. So, first one's going to be Android 15, and like I said, I like to run the Ginyu Force team early on, because as we get further in here, they become a little bit less reliable as the enemies get more health, and they get, you know, better abilities, stuff like that. So, obviously, I like to run them here at the first, where they're, and this guy is very, very easy to beat if you have the Ginyu Force rainbowed out, and you have everybody on this team, so should be really doable. So as you can see, the health bar on Android 15 isn't that big. He doesn't have a lot of health, but what he does do is he evades attacks, and a few of the times that I've done this, he doesn't evade a single time, and I've killed him. Other times, he evades 50%, if not more of the time. So it just all depends on RNG, obviously. But either way, he should be absolutely, and there you go, you can see the evade there. Either way, this Ginyu Force should be able to take him out, because most of the guys you have on this team are fairly tanky, and they should be able to get him and move right along. You're getting the additional attack from Guldo there, but it's not going to matter because we got the evade. Alright. Just moving right along here. Let's go ahead and see what we can do with this. So the good thing about the Ginyu Force is when you use them early on like this, you end up saving a team that you can use later on. As you heard me mention earlier, you're going to have more than enough character slots to build one of each class of each color, and then also build some extra teams on top of it. So if you have to run in, you may find yourself running into a problem where you'll have one team die, but you should have enough that you should be able to run a team or two on a few of the events towards the end as they get a little bit harder. So if you do lose with one team, don't be too worried about it. You should be completely fine. Not going to get that Ultra Super attack off, but not a problem. He's going to start off with that Super attack, of course. Alright, and he's going to evade again. But as you can see, pretty much most of the attacks, besides the super attacks, aren't dealing much more than, I mean, not even 100 damage on most of these. So it's just about making sure you're trying to get those super attacks to land, and you should be completely fine. And if you guys didn't see, I mean, obviously it says it on the Facebook page with the Virtual Dokkan Clash announcement for this new event, but they've got the new Krillin and the new Android 18 that they released in the Baba Shop that you can buy with the Battlefield memory, and both of them are really good units. They're a little expensive at 70,000 Battlefield memory apiece, so I went ahead and I picked up a copy of each. I'm going to rainbow them later on. But that Krillin especially is really good, so definitely worth picking up. If you have some leftover Battlefield memory as well from the previous ones and you need an extra unit, go ahead and pick him up and put him on here, because he can definitely do some good work on this. With, you know, you can see what his abilities are and everything like that. He's pretty good with he fits in a very specific spot, but he does a really good job. So. Alright, hopefully we'll hit this one and we'll end it off. There we go. And moving right along. And I don't recommend using the Ginyu Force for this second enemy, because he is a little bit tankier. He does have a little bit more health. So I definitely recommend, if you are going to use your Ginyu Force team, to use it on that first enemy there. So we're going to go ahead and jump on in here. And as you can see, I have two 120% leads on this team, and a lot of people that I've heard, they get a little worried because they don't have some of these 120% leads. They may have only one, but they don't have two for the primary and secondary leader skills, which I don't believe is a problem. There's a couple of these teams you'll see that I run that have a 90% or a 70% or 100% secondary leader skill, and you're able to beat the events just fine. If you have the 120% lead, awesome, it helps you finish it a few turns faster, but they aren't necessary to complete it, in my opinion. As long as you got some other members on your team that are fairly decent as far as having some hidden potential investment and stuff, and you don't even need some of the paths unlocked. I'm just saying having 55% to where you have that one copy of the card and you're making sure that you unlock this hidden potential to 55%, you should be fine. Alright, so we're going to hit for 90,000, and we're going to hit back. He's got a little bit of a, he got quite a few orbs there, so hope he can nuke a little bit for us. Almost 2 million damage, not too bad. Alright, almost 2 million there as well, and the evade, very nice. Alright, and we've got the Merged Zamasu and the LR Zamasu on the same rotation here, so that's going to help us out a lot. Unfortunately, not going to get the Ultra Super Attack off, but that's alright. Alright, going to hit for 1.5, and we'll be able to finish it off with Merged Zamasu here. Alright, a little overkill for the last little bit there, almost 2.5 million, but no problem. The first stage is fairly easy for pretty much all the teams that you can build. You shouldn't have any problems with this. So yeah, you can see here that most of these guys from now on, they will be stun and seal immune, and they will have some damage reduction built into their traits. So as you can see here, like I was saying earlier, the secondary leader skill of this Vegeta, an older Vegeta card, if you guys have him, definitely awaken him, get him in here, but 90% lead with Ki plus 3 for physical type. So I'm going to use him instead of the Goku Black, because Goku Black doesn't have the Ki boost that he has, even though we get that 100%. The Ki is definitely more helpful in this situation because it helps get those super attacks off a lot more. But as you can see, most people should have that Vegeta by now. Pretty old card, just got his Dokkan Awakening. But yeah, he's definitely a good card to bring in here, which is, he gets that 90% and the Ki plus 3, which is absolutely amazing. Like, it helps out a lot. Because some of these guys, as you can see, if it isn't for having a decent amount of orbs on the field, you're not going to be able to hit some of their super attacks off. And I actually haven't put any hidden potential investment into that Vegeta. As I noticed just recently that he had that 90% lead, that's why I brought him in here. So if you do put some hidden potential investment into him, he will actually hit harder and do a lot better. So definitely worth looking into that if you do have him. Alright, so hopefully we can get some additional attacks off with the Omega Shenron. There we go, get some additional super attacks, very nice. If he keeps doing stuff like that, we should be able to make pretty quick work of this stage. And of course we've got our movie Broly with the amazing super attack animation. Absolutely love the movie character animations for their super attacks. Alright. Not quite enough to finish him off, but next turn we should be able to take him out, no problem. And I'm not going to worry about the super attack, because obviously he just needs to be given a little tap and he's out of the game. Alright, very nice. So nice and easy, moving right along. There's level 1 clear, so if this is your first, second, or third time clearing level 1, you should be receiving some rewards at this point. And remember that every stage gives you a Dragon Stone for your first completion. So really good to jump in here and get some Dragon Stones as well. Get some Awakening Medals, some Hidden Potential Orbs, all that good stuff. Absolutely worth jumping in here and beating this, because it is a lot of really useful items that it gives you. And I was lucky enough to pull the new LR Cell, and it looks like he is going to get that Ultra Super Attack off, so we're going to be able to kind of see his animation there, which is also... I feel like Bandai has gotten a lot better with the Super Attack animations, and it makes it feel... I don't know, to me it makes it feel like it's a lot more worthwhile to sit here and wait and watch through a Super Attack animation rather than just somebody throwing an explosion across the screen like this one, which... it's fine, but the new Super Attack animations are obviously, they feel a little bit more rewarding as you activate them, in my opinion. Alright, just got a couple of LRs on the rotation. Unfortunately, no Link's going to be popping up here, but that's okay. We'll go ahead and make do with what we've got, just right below that Super Attack. But he should be able to tank fairly decent here. Do a little bit of damage, nothing too crazy. And he's got the additional attack, so that's nice. Be able to get that super attack off and do 2.6 mil with the crit. Very nice. And Cooler has the... you can also buy him with the Battlefield Memory. This LR is definitely worth bringing in on the team as well if you need another Extreme Int unit. He has an additional attack built into his passive. So very nice there, really helpful. And see how much damage we can get in here, and it's enough to finish it. Alright, very nice, moving right along. Alright, and as you can see, I'm using mostly my Extreme Class, my Extreme Class teams first, because it seems to me, through, when I've gone through this, my super class teams are more powerful. I've got better units on those, so definitely want to save them for the harder enemies. You may have a different case than I do. You may have better extreme class enemies, extreme class teams, and if that's the case, save them for later. Just make sure you're saving your better teams for later on. Spoiler alert, the last enemy in this is going to be Perfect Cell. He is physical, and he does heal. Luckily, there aren't any Dr. Dros or Android 20s that do super attack, absorption, or anything like that, because I feel like that one's really, and honestly, that one can be really tricky depending on what team you have to build against them. But they don't show up this time around, so that's really nice. But yeah, the only one who actually heals is going to be that last, the Perfect Cell, that you'll see in Stage 3. So if you have some extra strength class teams, whether it be extreme or super, definitely bring them in, because you may need to go a couple teams in on him, as he is a little difficult. So we're going to get that Turles out here and get him with his fruit from the Tree of Might. Really good. And you'll see on most of my teams as well, as you can see with that aims at the very end there, I do have a lot of free-to-play units that I run on this. And if you get them rainbowed, they're absolutely worthwhile bringing in here. You don't need to get all the Dokkan Fest exclusive banner units to be able to beat this stuff. In fact, a lot of the time I find that most of my teams that have the rainbowed units with the free-to-play units are more worthwhile than some of the summonable units that don't have any hidden potential investment, because you get those additional attacks, you get the crits, you get the evades, and it ends up helping out a lot more than, you know, say somebody's additional attack that isn't rainbowed out just because that's their passive on a Dokkan Fest unit. So we should be able to get all of these super attacks off. Very nice. And this Majin Vegeta is an absolute monster when it comes to these events. Unfortunately, Android 18 can't be stunned, because he does do a stun with that super attack, but obviously she's not going to be able to be stunned, so he did deal quite a bit of damage, and we should be able to finish off with this Rosé. Very nice. Alright. Another one down. And going on to the boss now, which for this stage is going to be an Extreme Int First Form Cell. So we're going to go ahead and go in with our physical class. We're going to have to go to Super, of course. Alright, so going to grab a 120 lead, and then the MVP 17 with the 90% secondary leader skill. Going to pull him in here, and I'm going to save those Batora units, those 3 Batora units, for the Batora team if they are needed later on. Alright, so luckily it looks like there's quite a few orbs on the screen, and maybe we can get an Ultra Super attack off with the LR Vegito. Depending on how those fall, that is not going to happen, unfortunately. I should have just gave him those orbs that I gave Gotenks, but that's alright. And you'll see at the end of this rotation, I have the Vegeta Jr., who I have rainbowed, and he is Extreme Z Awakened. Again, a free-to-play unit, absolutely worth bringing on here, because they, over time, you'll see that most of these free-to-play units, when you have them rainbowed, the recent free-to-play units that they've released in the last few months to a year, almost all of them are worth rainbowing and bringing on the team. So, absolutely, if you have some of them, bring them in. Alright. We're going to keep that right there where it's at. And we are going to get that Ultra Super attack off with the Saiyaman 1 and 2, which is nice. Hopefully he'll get a crit and deal a good chunk of damage here. No crit, but that's alright. Still 1.3 mil, not bad. And you can see he's tanking fairly well. We got the Extreme Z Awakened Trunks with Father-Son Gallic Gun. Also tanking fairly well there. Alright, 2.3 mil, can't complain about that at all. So let's see if we can get the super attack off with that Gogeta. Again, I'm not sure. We should be able to, actually, with his passive with the Rainbow Key Spheres, giving him some extra ki. Going to help out really quite a bit there. And Cell is dealing a good chunk of damage to the Gotenks. Hopefully he'll be able to either deal enough damage or survive for that Gogeta. Oh, and he's definitely going to deal enough damage. 2.4 mil to finish it off with the super attack, and that's going to clear level 2. Alright. So level 3, you're going to have Android 16, 17, and 18. The Extreme Strength Android 16 is fairly tanky. I find that sometimes if you don't hit a super attack on him, he actually does take very little damage, like less than 100 damage. So We may or may not see that this time. Just point is you want to try to get as many super attacks off as you possibly can. Luckily, the super AGL teams usually have a fairly good set of linking skills and stuff that give them ki, so you shouldn't run any problems there. As you can see, everybody's getting their super attack off this rotation, so it's very nice, really helpful. And there you can see right there 10,000 damage for a non-super attack. And he is a rainbowed unit as well, this Super Vegito that I've got. So usually he hits a lot harder than that. But as you can see there, he wasn't even dealing 50,000 damage with the non-super attacks. Which shows you kind of some of the tankiness that this Android 16 has. And at the end of the rotation there, you can see the Super Saiyan God Coat Goku from the movie. A free-to-play unit as well that you can farm up. Really good unit to bring in here as well. Definitely worth rainbowing and bringing in. He does a really good job. And we're going to get off the additional attack, which is really nice. Not taking too much damage because of his Team Ki Super. Alright. And as you can see there, free-to-play unit dealing 1.3 mil on a super attack. Definitely really good there. Definitely the free-to-play units, most of the time, they will absolutely prove their worth in these events. And we should be able to finish it off with this Gogeta and the Super Saiyan 3 Goku's super attacks. Between the two of them, we should be good to go. We got the crit in there. And this Super Saiyan 3 Goku is an older unit. Most people should be able to have him by now. He was available with the God Dragonstone. I believe he is again. But anyway, yeah, he's a really good unit to bring in here. If you don't have him Dokkan Awakened and Extreme Z Awakened, definitely go and do that. Really helpful there. So let's go ahead and let's jump in here on the next Android 17. And we're going to go ahead and pull in our Super Int class now. And again, this Super Vegeta that we mentioned earlier, the good thing is he has a 90% leader skill, so that is going to be really helpful. And I'm just going to save that Patora and the GT Trio LR for if I have to use a Patora team or a Dragon Ball Seekers team on some other characters if we need to go in on some multiple teams for the run. Alright, let's see if we can get some good hits off on him here. So as you can see, I do have that free-to-play Goku Jr. here, who is a fairly good unit to bring in here. And I will sing the praises of free-to-play units, especially when they have EZAs all the time, because they really will help you out more than you would expect on events like this. Alright, not doing too bad on the damage. It wasn't too bad. We should be able to deal quite a bit back. Got the additional attack. Alright. So you get 1,000,000 damage with that, and he is, as you can see, taking very little damage. So again, and it shows you that the free-to-play unit there was the one who was tanking over the guys who were summonable units. So again, kind of proving his worth there. Now this Gohan, we just need to get him up to, he's going to be able to super attack because of his passive, because he adds ki after, I believe it's 9. Alright, and you'll see here he's going to get that guaranteed crit like we talked about earlier. Really nice. Worth using on this event for sure. Alright, and unfortunately we don't, this Android 17 is stun and seal immune, so it doesn't really matter with the super attacks that your characters have, whether they seal or stun, because it's not going to matter on this one. So alright, so let's see here. Let's go ahead and we'll do that there. Should be able to get the super attacks off for everyone. Nope, those orbs didn't fall like they needed to, so that's alright though. I think with the Ultra Instinct Goku and the Vegeta there, we should be fine. Should be able to finish him off, no problem. There we go. Alright. So there he's done with. Moving along to the Android 18 again. Use our Super Tech class. So your primary, or my primary, is going to be the 120 lead, but you've got two options here. If you have the Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, when you Extreme Z Awaken him, he has 100% HP attack and defense plus Ki plus 4, which is really nice. Where the Super Saiyan God Goku, he also has the 100% boost, but he only does a Ki plus 3, which is also good, but obviously we'll take that extra Ki there, and we'll take him on as a regular team member there. So if you don't have the 120% lead, you can run both of those guys and you should be completely fine on this level as well. So let's go and see what we can pull off here. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Get some rainbow orbs for him. And we'll get that super attack in there. Alright. Not too bad on the damage. Gonna launch her super attack. Hopefully you don't take too much damage on with the Goku. Ouch, 126,000. Alright. Another super attack, same turn. Two super attacks, really not very good for us there. Another 100,000, and that's going to do us in. So, again, like I said, this third stage is, the third level is obviously a little difficult, but it's not a problem, because that's why I tell you to bring in the secondary teams, so that, and it doesn't have to be Patora, you know, it can be whoever you want it to be. But my point is that you guys should be able to beat these with your extra teams and still not have a problem. There's no deduction on anything other than it just looks better if you want to take a screenshot at the end to say how many teams you took to clear it. But other than that, not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. You still get the same rewards and you go on your way. I'm going to put that Vegito there to do all of his counters, as he has the counters that do the upscale. Every time he gets hit, he deals a little bit more damage up to a certain percentage. So that's pretty nice that she's not doing super attacks to him. That's helping us out quite a bit there. Letting him get off some good damage on her. Alright. Now he gets to launch his super attack. Do a little bit of damage here. Not too bad. And he's got the additional. Very nice. So with the counters and with his two super attacks, he did well over, oh, maybe 2 million damage there. Really nice. And the Patora lead there, doing a decent amount of damage. And he's got the additional attack as well. That's really helping us out here. Not to say that I really think we would have had too much of a problem finishing these guys off, or finishing her off with these guys. But anyway. Additional attacks are always welcome. Alright. So now, moving on to the final boss on level 3. Like I'd said earlier, this is one of the hardest units to go against. So if you have any strength type units, obviously you want to save all of them until the very end if you can, because you are probably going to need them for this event. I'm going to bring in that B-Pan to do a little bit extra tanking, as well as that Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta and the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, you definitely want to bring in some of your tankier units here. And like I said, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, and the B-Pan are tanky units because you want to have at least one on every rotation to tank some damage, because as you can see, he attacks quite a bit, and he deals out some damage pretty fast. So we'll go ahead and we'll see what we can do here for you. He's going to start with the heal. Alright, almost 2 million damage. Not taking much damage on this side. Hopefully we can get the counter off with the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. He's not going to get it off. But luckily he only took 36,000 damage. B-Pan going to do a little bit of tanking for us, not taking too much damage. Alright. So let's see what we've got here. See if we can get some super attacks off with these guys. Should be able to get that one off, and go ahead and do that and get all those super attacks going. Alright. So as you can see, we're dealing a decent amount of damage with every unit has been dealing close to 1 million, if not more, every time, and you can see that he's still got a lot of health. So that's why he's so much of a pain. Luckily, that Super Saiyan 3 Goku coming in with the hidden potential evades. Very nice. Saving us some damage. And Super Saiyan 4 Goku getting 2 million damage in. Good to go. And we've got all 3 tank units here, which is really nice. And another nice thing, if we can get these orbs to fall right, we can get his Ultra Super attack with her active ability. So her active ability is 33% attack for all your guys for that one turn. So obviously you get a lot of quite a hard hit if you have some good units there. And we're going to go ahead and use that, and hopefully that combined with the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, it's going to do a good chunk of damage. And as you can see there, the Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, as I said, he is one of the best tank units in the game, especially for events like this in Super Battle Road. He didn't even take 10,000 damage there with the super attack. And you're going to get 3 million in without the crit. Very nice. Much needed. Next time we see that Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, we should be able to get off his active ability as well, which will be nice. Additional attack with B-Pan. Not too much damage, but it's all good. Tanking really well there. And this rotation doesn't really have too many tanky units on it, unfortunately. But we'll see what we can make do with it. He's going to super attack the Ultimate Gohan up front. Do 110,000. Alright, doing a decent amount of damage there. Not taking too much. We should be able to knock him out. And of course, that Super Saiyan 3 Goku that I have, he is rainbowed. So he is obviously evading a lot. That's not normally in his abilities to do that. But here we go. So now we can get our active ability in for Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta.
The real fight begins now.
And I think these are amazing.
No one can stop me now. Final shine! Attack!
I really love the active abilities there with these new Super Saiyan 4s, and honestly with all of the new LRs, how they've got that voice acting in there. I think it really adds some extra depth to the game, and it's really nicely done. I think it's really awesome that they did that. Alright, we should be able to finish them off with this rotation here. There we go, and there you have it. So like I said, I had 2 teams left, another Super Strength team and the Extreme Strength team, just on the in case that we did need to use it. I did find that on some of my run-throughs, I did have to use multiple teams on that. But there you guys have it. There's the Ultimate Clash, the Androids edition. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Look forward to doing some more for you guys. If you have any questions, comments, anything you'd like to see, or have any improvement recommendations for me, go ahead and leave a comment below. Like the video, subscribe if you'd like, and look forward to doing some more videos for you guys in the future. Thanks again. I'll talk to you later. Signing off. Bye.